Hello chess friends! In this chess lesson we will talk about endgames queen versus single pawn. In some random position, if either white queen or white king are in front of the pawn, that is very easy and trivial win for white. In this position we see that black pawn is already on the second rank, and it is absolutely clear that if black plays normal and logical move, neither white queen nor white king will be able to step in front of the pawn. Then the question is how to win this endgame. Well, white queen now needs to play the series of clever moves and to force black king to step in front of the pawn. At that moment, when black king is in front of the pawn, there is no threat of immediate promotion, and then white king can approach closer, and white will repeat this pattern as many times as needed. Let's see how will white win the game. Queen f7 check, king g2, queen g6 check. So using these checks, white queen is approaching closer. King f2, queen f5, king g2, queen g4, king f2, queen f4 check, and king g2. Now, white will not continue with checks. White will play a very important move, queen e3, which is attacking the pawn on e2 and forcing black king to go to the first rank. After first move king f1, queen f3 clever check is forcing black king to go in front of the pawn, because if he goes to g1, of course, we easily win the pawn on e2 and easily win the game. So king goes to e1, and now, since black doesn't threat any immediate promotion, we approach closer with white king. Black king goes out to d2, and now we just repeat the pattern as many times as needed. Queen f2, king d1, queen d4 check, king c2, queen e3 attacking the pawn, king d1, queen d3, king must go in front of the pawn, and we approach closer again. And now we just repeat the pattern as long as white king is close enough to win this pawn. King d4, king d2, queen d3 check. Now we directly force black king in front of the pawn, and simply king e3. The pawn is lost, and we easily checkmate now. The game is over. Let us see now what is going on if we shift in the starting position the whole position for one file to the right side of the board. It may look like that in this position all is the same and that white is going to win the game using the same method. Let's see what will happen if white plays the same. Queen g7, king h2, queen h6, king g2, queen g5, queen is approaching closer on the same method as earlier, and after queen f3, king g1, logical move of course is queen g3 check. Expecting now that black king will go in front of the pawn, and then white king approaches closer and all is the same. But now black has great move king h1. The problem for white now is that if queen captures the pawn on f2, it is stalemate and the game is drawn. On the other side, if queen just continues with checks, queen h3, king g1, queen g3, king h1, there is no chance to make progress. White is just going back and forth, and this game is drawn. So the conclusion is that in this position, if the pawn is on bishop's file C or F file, endgame is drawn and queen cannot win the game against the pawn. For other inner files, B, D, E or G, we will apply the pattern which we have learned in the previous position. Now, there is the last question. What is going on if the pawn is on H file A or H? That is what we are going to learn in the next position. This is some random position with the pawn of the second rank on the edge file and king which is far away. This endgame is completely drawn. There are no any checkmating chances, and due to many stalemating threats, white is not able to make progress. Simply king always goes in front of the pawn, and due to the stalemate threat, white king cannot approach closer. No matter what white plays, black will always stay in front of the pawn in the corner, and checkmate, actually stalemate, is always a threat, and checkmate is never possible to be done. Simply easy draw for black. Please note that the move like queen f2 is also not possible because it would be the stalemate. And after, for example, queen e1, king g2, queen e2, king g1, queen e1, king g2, no chance to make progress, the game is easily drawn. Then the question is there any possible setup in which queen can win the game against edge file pawn? Yes, there is, but white king needs to be close enough. And this is the example in which white king is close enough. This is winning position for white. The rule is very simple. The rule says that if white king is 2 squares away of g3 square, then it's a winning position for white. So here we see all the squares where white king could theoretically stay at. The game is winning for white always in those cases. Let's see how white wins this game. First of all, but this is not mandatory, white will improve the position of his queen. Queen c1 check, and after king g2, queen d2 check, king g1, queen e1 check, king g2, queen e2 check. Simply, there is no any better position for white queen beside this e2 square, but as I said, it is not mandatory for white to play all of those moves. If now black king goes to h3, then after queen f1, king g3 and queen h1, white will put the queen in front of the pawn, which we already know that it is trivial and easy win. If king goes back to g1, which is logical, the winning move is a little bit hidden, and probably the players who don't know this in advance will not easily find the move. The win is with king g4. So white will allow black to promote to the queen, but when that happens, king g3, fantastic move, and black's queen in the corner is completely useless and cannot stop the checkmate, which will happen in the next move. That will be all what you need to know about endgames queen versus pawn. If you like this video chess lesson, please click on like, share or subscribe to my channel for new videos.